Hello and welcome to ZedReview's episode 1. My name is Tom, and you're wondering right out of the gate, why is this guy wearing a hat and sunglasses? Well, the answer is, my review this week is Snowden, the biopic film by Oliver Stone about Edward Snowden, the former CIA and NSA agent that went rogue, gave out a lot of secrets, and then fled the country for his safety. So, right out of the gate, we're going to go right into Act 1, which is the expectations. My expectations for this movie were sky high. So, I am a big Oliver Stone fan. I love JFK. You're probably going to hear me compare it once or twice to JFK because I believe that is the pinnacle of the Oliver Stone kind of controversial movies. So, you're going to hear a lot of that from me. And so, Born on the 4th of July, Platoon, Wall Street. I love a lot of Oliver Stone movies, especially ones that touch on difficult topics. Which is why when I saw Snowden on tap for this year, I'm like, okay, this could be an interesting thing. A lot of the source material is very interesting and could be a thought-provoking movie. And then I saw Oliver Stone was attached to it, and I said, sold. I loved JFK, and I'm sold that Oliver Stone can tell this story. And then the trailers just drove home my point, and so I was really, really excited about this movie. So we will be seeing how this stacks up to my ridiculous expectations for this movie because I believe that Oliver Stone still has a JFK in him. Is this JFK? Let's see. So Act 2, the film. The film itself, story construction was your standard drama, but it sees Snowden explaining his story to some reporters for The Guardian. So a lot of this story is going to be told in flashbacks as he's telling the reporters so that they can take this data and report it out to everybody. So a lot of this is done in flashbacks. So if you're sick of flashbacks, may not be the movie to go to because there are a lot of them. Basically, the entire film is a flashback of the past from about 2004 to 2013. That specific time frame of Snowden's life, one big flashback as he's telling the story. The pacing itself, I thought was a good pace. The movie clocked in at just over 2 hours, so not incredibly long by today's standards, but not a short movie either. But the pacing kept me engaged throughout. It didn't feel like a 2 hour runtime. I felt like Sausage Party kind of dragged on a lot longer than Snowden because I was more engaged in Snowden rather than, okay, that was hilarious, now let's wait a few minutes for the next joke, and then I waited for the next joke. But this kept me, the drama, the thrills, the actual data analysis that Snowden was doing and the conversations he had with other analysts was engaging enough for me to stay with it the entire time until the end where it starts to kind of nod off a little bit. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So jumping straight into the drama, this was very character driven. There were not that many big characters in this film. If you go to the IMDb page, there are like 3 or 4 big name actors. I'd be like, okay, I remember that character. A lot of side characters. This depended a lot on Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Snowden and Shailene Woodley as Lindsay Mills, which was his girlfriend. So we jump pretty quickly into this relationship, and we jump hard into it. It hits you like a moving car. I don't know if this is actually how it happened. I'm not Edward Snowden. I don't know that much about his life, but we jump hard into this relationship. It goes pretty quickly. So while you may not see that as realistic, after that jumping in, I think thanks to Shailene Woodley's fantastic performance as Lindsay, you really felt the love of this couple, even though I don't believe they ever said during the movie that they loved each other. You could feel the chemistry between the two, and I liked that. And I thought Shailene said a lot without talking. So it's the nuances of not only her, but also Gordon Levitt as Edward Snowden that really hit home on that relationship. And I thought that was a very important part of this movie. Those two did very well, and they carried this film. Now, you had your antagonist, sort of, by this character named Corbin O'Brien, played by Rhys Ifans. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, I'm really sorry, Rhys. Please don't come and kick my ass. Or kill me if you are a real CIA agent. So he was the main antagonist. He trained Edward Snowden, and basically he played the part of the teacher that believed in everything that he was doing and had a reason for believing in what he's doing, even though Edward started to have questions about what he's doing and what he's telling Ed to do. So he was your main antagonist, even though generally in Oliver Stone movies the government is more of the antagonist. So much like JFK, there wasn't really a main antagonist. There was just Ed versus the government, more or less. And this guy just happened to be the embodiment of that dispute. Now, what was a really subtle performance, which is very surprising considering the actor, is Nicolas Cage as Hank Forrester. Now, I haven't seen Nicolas Cage with a subtle role in a very long time. He still brought a little bit of that Nick Cage craziness, but Stone kind of reined him back a little bit and said, "Well, calm down, Nick. Let's do this." So Nick Cage, very subtle performance as kind of the guy that questioned it before and was tossed away. He wasn't fired, but just put in the corner to not really interact with students very much more. So he was the guy that kind of innovated the whole spying thing, and when he started to question it, he got put away. He did not have, this movie said, the guts to do what Snowden did. He was basically the Snowden before the Snowden, but never actually followed through. He just got put away and continued to live his life. So there were good things and bad things about this movie. The good things, like I said, strong performance by Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Shailene Woodley. I thought the relationship was very strong between them, and that basically carried the movie. I think the subject matter creates for an excellent narrative, and it opens for discussion. It's like JFK. Is everything that is thrown out to you true? Possibly, possibly not. This is a biopic. It says it right up front. This is a dramatization, so it's not like word for word history. So it, I think, creates a conversation just like JFK, and it creates an interesting narrative just like that movie. Now, the bad, we're going to come right out with it. This is not JFK. It doesn't have the stakes that JFK had, which is weird considering that this is a movie about government spying. It did not have the thrills, and I think the performance of Kevin Costner in JFK was stronger, and the stakes were high. The stakes never really felt incredibly high until the end of Snowden, which I'm going to put as another bad moment because I thought the movie was over about 15 minutes before it actually ended. I'm like, okay, this movie is finished. I really enjoyed this. Oh, it's still going. Okay. So he's going to go off to Russia. Okay. I got it. Okay. So I understand why they put it in there, but if they had ended about 15 minutes early, I would have been okay with it. So it dragged on a little bit at the end, and I give it a few points off for that. It didn't hold me the whole way like JFK did. And I will put this warning right out there. If you are not a fan of Oliver Stone, if you are not a fan of controversial and conspiracy type movies and topics, And if you think Snowden is an unpatriotic bastard and he should not be given this kind of praise, then do not go see this movie. If you hate Snowden, if you hate Oliver Stone, if you don't like conspiracies or controversial topics, stay away. And you should probably stay away from a lot of Oliver Stone movies because this is a lot of what Oliver Stone does. It comes around in the trailer where Oliver Stone portrays Snowden as the hero. So if you're not ready for that, don't go see this movie. Okay, and we're moving on to Act 3, which is The Verdict. The Verdict is, like I said, not JFK. It's not JFK, it's not Born on the 4th of July, it's not Platoon. It doesn't have that power that those three had. But that being said, I really enjoyed this film. It held me the entire way. I thought the topics were intriguing, and overall I would recommend this movie, and I will give it 4 out of 5 grassy knolls. So, will I recommend this for theater or stream, Blu-ray? If you're the kind of person who, again, if you really like Oliver Stone movies, if you really like controversial topics, if you like conspiracies, go see in theaters. Worth it. If you're kind of interested, kind of like Oliver Stone, stream it. And if you're the kind of person that goes to movies 2 or 3 times a year, only go for like the big shows, this is not one of those. It's a standard drama, and therefore, if you only go a few times a year, not theater worthy. But I definitely recommend giving it a watch unless you fit under the category before of not liking Oliver Stone. I definitely recommend giving it a watch, whether it be in theaters or on stream. So click like, subscribe to my channel if you liked this video, and for the 1 or 2 of you that might want other humans to watch this, go ahead and share this video, get it out to however many you can, and maybe we'll get 4 or 5 people to watch this video, and maybe I'll put in some more videos. Again, make some suggestions if you'd like, and thank you, and see you all. I'll probably do something maybe Sunday or Monday. I'm going to try because I'm going to see Blair Witch tonight, so we'll see what happens after that. I will post a review of Blair Witch sometime soon. Thank you all. Have a nice day.